This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
Welcome to the Stop Listen Podcast. I am your host, Jamie.
I'm back, baby!
I hope your weekend is going well. I'm just kind of a dud, I guess. I'm just kind of taking care of things. I had a lost everything, computer files yesterday. I finished the episode, last episode I posted. I finished that, and I went to go make the thumbnail. That's the next step in the process, and everything was gone. Everything. I mean, it makes no sense. I'm not like a computer genius, but I couldn't find it. If y'all are on Twitter or X, it's a lively experience. And if you want to if you are, and you want somebody to just burn your insides, not hate. I'm a Christian. I can't hate. But if you want to dislike somebody with a burning passion, David Hogg's a good follow. Oh man, that dude's
way, right?
Not at all. Look at you. Thin wrists. Skin like a baby.
So, unusual whales. I think they report a lot on the Nancy Pelosi, her shenanigans, and other politicians who capitalize on their positions. And he said Tim Waltz's net worth is less than the average American's per Fortune. Together, and his wife Gwen, his net worth is $330,000 for a Wall Street Journal. Do you think this is good for a politician? Okay, so basically, he didn't do anything extra other than accumulate government pensions as a teacher, as a National Guard member, of course, and then as governor. And they're like, well, I mean, I've heard some people, oh man, he's stupid. Well, simple. Yeah, I mean, could he have more? Probably, but I mean, his government pensions are going to pay him probably pretty well. Don't really think it matters to me at all. I mean, I'm more worried about the lying, communist sympathizing, mutilating, promotion of mutilation of children. Those are my key issues with them. And the burning down of Indianapolis, that was also not so good. And then jailing people for violating COVID restrictions and having people tattle on their neighbors. There's a lot of things like what he's done with his money I could give a shit about. But David Hogg says, this is absolutely amazing. I don't want people leading us who get rich in corrupt ways like Donald Trump. Corrupt ways. Donald Trump did TV shows, was number one rated TV show. He wrote books, or had books written. I'm sure he didn't put pen to paper. Many books. I read several of them. Probably the first 4. And he may have had 1 or 2 after that. And I didn't read those. But
I'm an extremely stable genius. Okay.
I wonder if he'll put a book out. If he finishes his presidency, or if he doesn't. I wonder if he'll put a book out. That'd be interesting.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this
But-
message.
I mean, I'm sure Trump kind of made some deals with unions. I kind of would assume that would seem like par for the course if you're an architect or if you're a developer like he was in New York. I mean, he had some stupid stuff like Trump University, like some kind of real estate program, just kind of rip people off. And he just lent his name to it. That was stupid. And I think he's done that multiple times. Like gave his name to companies that would just kind of use it. And I think he's had some missteps. I mean, but that doesn't make him horrible. I mean, it's so. I mean, just what he's saying. Like they make shit up out of nowhere. Like there's things to not like about Donald Trump. Like so. David Hogg, I don't know if you. Okay, so I think it was Parkland, Florida. He was one of the students, and he's become an activist since then on this. And he's gotten schooled. Like there's a clip, I should provide it, but I'm not going to, of this Asian woman just schooling him. Maybe I will in post actually. If I do, I do. But
Time to go buy some guns because the gun debate is over.
My name is Lily Tang Williams, and welcome to my live free or die state. Actually, I am a Chinese immigrant who survived communism. And under Mao, 40 million people were starving to death after he sold communism to them. And 20 million people died, murdered during his Cultural Revolution. So my question to you, David, is that can you guarantee me, a gun owner tonight, our government in the U.S., in D.C., will never become a tyrannical government? Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well, then the debate on gun control is over because I will never give up my guns. Never. And you should go to China to see how gun control works for dictatorship of CCP.
Spare me, son. It's over.
There's no pain. It's over. It's over.
And that's it. It's over.
Never in a million years did I think a Chinese woman would utterly destroy the poster child of gun control's entire argument with one question. Like, how do you get out America'd by an immigrant? That tells you everything.
he's a gun-grabbing crusader. So, and he's going to Harvard, and he's dumb as shit. Like, you just tell by his tweets. He's not his ex-post. His exes. What are we doing here, Eli? Come on. So I says to the guy, my response is, you are enriching yourself by advocating for otherwise defenseless people to be disarmed. And he absolutely is. And I don't know who this feller is, Colin Roog. I don't know if I've ever seen him on anything. Like a podcaster. He's an investor, co-owner of Trending Politics, trendingpoliticsnews.com. That's interesting because I have since criticized, I seen people posting from that, and I'm like, what the hell is that crap? Like, it sounds trendingpoliticsnews.com. Like, it sounds completely fake.
You are fake news.
Almost a total absence of shoulders.
I also follow him. So he's legit. He's got 1.4 million followers, media personality. I've never seen him. But he posted on X. This is just an X show. I ain't got time. It's the quickest way. Like, I just save a few tweets about stories that I want to talk about, and there's my show. There goes my Sharpie. Now what am I going to do? I've gotten so much better about talking with my hands. Those early episodes, it was bad. And it makes editing so much easier if I can just stand still like this, because sometimes I just pause and lose my train of thought, or I just stop to think of the next thing to say, and if I stand still, you guys you won't be none the wiser. But they are going to be giving out free abortions and vasectomies in Chicago this week at the DNC. They are a culture of death. Tim Pool has talked about how, communist on the left. See, I'm trying to change how I speak. I want to identify the enemy. The communist on the left. I guess that would be the best way to say it. The communist on the left. Is there communists on the right? Kind of. No, because the right, you can't have the communists of the left. I don't know. But I don't want to just keep progress. They're socialists, they're communists, they're Marxists, they're progressives, they're liberals, they're Democrats. It's just the communists on the left. I think I like how that rolls off the tongue. They abort their children and then they transition their children, and they have less children anyway than people on the right. So over time, if we can hold on, we will. That's why what them getting in the schools is so important now because they can convert children over to the left, and we could do something to stop that as well. But hey, I've got stuff to do, right? Can't go to school board meetings. Too busy. But Tim Pool, Tim Pool talks about this, over time. And this, again, I had this horrible thought, evil thought. It's great for the movement. I mean, I believe in redemption for everybody, so I don't want to see anybody die. I don't want to see any babies die, certainly. Don't care who the mother is. The vasectomies, for somebody that's hanging out to the DNC, maybe that's not a bad idea. You're not destroying lives. You're not destroying a human life. Have as many as you want, fellas. I support you. So, Nick Fuentes, Trump's been, he showed up at Mar-a-Lago with Kanye West, and Trump got attacked on that the other day, or announced. Yeah, I think somebody asked him about that the other day. Candace Owens sabotaged everything she had going at Daily Wire and started attacking Israel and then fighting with Ben Shapiro, and then she left. I don't know if her contract was up or she was fired. I've heard both. Jeremy Boring, the head, said he fired her, but I've heard her contract was up. I think he said that as well. So Ian Miles Chong says Trump, DeFuentes, Candace Owens, and other anti-Semites, we do not want you in our country. So I don't know if he called them out by name or he is. Because Candace Owens said probably some wild shit the other day. I've never really liked her much. I liked what she was saying, and I thought she could. I liked what Candace Owens would say, and I thought she was good for the movement, but I really never cared for her. I just did not like her. I just didn't like her as a person. And it's weird. It's like, okay, Miles Yiannopoulos, I thought was great for the movement. A flamboyantly gay conservative. Candace Owens, a black female conservative. Oh, apparently they both are anti-Semites. Neat. Okay. So I don't know if Trump actually called them out by name. I kind of doubt he did, because if he did, someone specifically put them in his mouth, basically, because he doesn't know who those are. I know Nick Fuentes was at Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure Trump doesn't remember that guy's name. And I don't know if Candace Owens and Trump has ever interacted. I've never seen anything that they've interacted. So I can't imagine, but let's see what he says.
President, we will deport the foreign jihad sympathizers, and we will deport them very quickly, and Hamas supporters will be gone. If you hate America, if you want to eliminate Israel, then we don't want you in our country. We really don't want you in our country. I will ban refugee settlements from terror-infested areas like the Gaza Strip, and we will arrest the pro-Hamas thugs who vandalize federal property and make really life very, very difficult in this country for a lot of people.
That's interesting. He has been the pander in chief lately for sure. You can't take that away from him. But that was very specific. Obviously he didn't mention these people out by name. That was Ian Miles Chong starting some shit, but whatever. Trump's going to lose some support. And I hate calling it on the right, because but I heard something like Candace Owens was making this case like that the Jews worship Baphomet, the demon. Trump was supportive of Israel before, but him coming out that strong right there was for a very specific reason. I think Trump can get New York, and that may be his calculation there. Probably wasn't. It's kind of hard to imagine if that's ever why he really did it, but I think he can get New York. I think it's possible. I really do.
Nobody wins them all.
And then Trump also, he posted this about Corey Combatory, who
That
lost
was an
his
honor.
life at the assassination
That was a big honor.
attempt on Trump.
Corey's firefighter gear was displayed at the Republican National Convention, which was a special honor.
Movement.
That was an honor.
That was kind of an odd moment. He tried to replicate that time when he hugged the flag. It was very authentic. That it's been around. I think in his mind he was trying to replicate that, and it's a little awkward, but nice try. I mean,
That was a big honor.
like the Democrats would never do anything like that. Not for a white guy.
Yeah, that was a big honor.
So
I'll tell you why. All day at the rally, my husband kept saying, he's going to call me up on stage. You're going to hear him. He's going to say, Corey, come on up here. Corey, get up here. He was just joking, obviously, but he kept saying that. You're going to get up. He's going to call me up on stage. And we were all like, there's his moment. He's up on stage.
Wow.
So, yeah. He got his moment on stage.
Donald Trump is a good man by all signs. Like he's obviously led a life full of temptation. Very rich, very powerful. So many temptations. He seems like he's certainly not perfect. He's a sinful man. I don't think he's evil, and I wouldn't swear to it either. I think he's a good man. I mean, because apparently I read something that like he thinks if he marketed his good side, he thinks that would be a sign of weakness. Elon Musk. So Milton Friedman, economist, real big in the 80s, 70s, 60s. That looks like I'm pretty sure it's in the 80s. He retweeted this other person that was talking about Milton Friedman. And that says, Milton Friedman said it best, keep your eye on how much the government is spending because that is the true tax. There is no such thing as an unbalanced budget. You pay for it, either in the form of taxes or indirectly in the form of inflation or debt. Maybe I should have just let him say that, eh?
As I said before, keep your eye on one thing and one thing only, how much government is spending. Because that's the true tax. Every budget is balanced. There is no such thing as an unbalanced federal budget. You're paying for it. If you're not paying for it through it in the form of explicit taxes, you're paying for it indirectly in the form of inflation or in the form of borrowing. The thing you should keep your eye on is what government spends. And the real problem is to hold down government spending as a fraction of our income. And if you do that, you can stop worrying about the debt.
We need more scholars in the world. We need to look to people. Elon Musk has been busy. Now, Twitter, or X, posted from their Global Government Affairs account. Last night, Moraes, he's a judge, he's a Supreme Court judge in Brazil, threatened our legal representative in Brazil with arrest if we do not comply with his censorship orders. He did so in a secret order, which we share here to expose his actions. Despite our numerous appeals to the Supreme Court not being heard, the Brazilian public not being informed about these orders, and our Brazilian staff having no responsibility or control over whether content is blocked on our platform, Moraes has chosen to threaten our staff in Brazil rather than respect the law or due process. As a result, to protect the safety of our staff, we have made the decision to close our operation in Brazil effective immediately. The X service remains available to the people of Brazil. We are deeply saddened that we have been forced to make this decision. The responsibility lies solely with Alexandre de Moraes. His actions are incompatible with democratic government. The people of Brazil have no choice to make democracy or the people of Brazil have a choice to make democracy or Alexandre de Moraes. And they also do it in Spanish or Portuguese. Because Brazil speaks Portuguese. I guess this is a Portuguese. So Elon Musk is fighting for censorship in all of the European Union, essentially. Brazil, Venezuela, United States. This one man, by getting control of Twitter, and then also providing free wireless internet to people with the Starlink. I mean, not everywhere, not yet, but I mean that's obviously where he's going. He wants everyone to be informed of what's going on, and he wants to be the world to be informed by X. And the Associated Press posted. I didn't read the article. Don't need to. X announces suspension of Brazilian operations, alleging censorship orders from Supreme Court justice. They proved it. They posted it on that last tweet. I don't know if I scrolled down enough, but it was on there. I said, alleging, you pieces of shit. You post that on this very platform. Why do you hate people? Hashtag propaganda. I've been doing that. When I see this propaganda, I hashtag propaganda. We need to get propaganda. We need to talk about propaganda. We need to be able to recognize it as a culture. And last up, Kamala Harris, she tweeted, our Harris-Waltz administration will move this country forward. Trump advances extreme Project 2025 agenda will roll back Americans' rights and freedoms, including reproductive rights, hurt the middle class, and threaten our democracy. Well, is it going to hurt the lower class? Because there's more lower class than anything. Yeah, that means they have nothing more to say. They're talking about something that Trump is not connected to, and that's not even that bad in the first place. They made a boogeyman of it, and then they try to hang it on Trump's head, and he said, I don't have anything to do with it, and he doesn't. But if he did implement it, I don't think it would be a very, very big deal. Okay. All right, folks. That's the news. Have a great week. And remember, the Lord spoke the universe into existence. What do you do with your voice? I will see you next time. Thank you.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!